Hello everybody, this is Race Reacts here, and today I will be talking about RWBY Volume 5, Chapter 2, Dread in the Air. Now, again, I can't really react to RWBY because of copyright strikes, so I just have to do these commentaries after the video. Now, I do have my reactions recorded, so when I'm allowed to post my reactions, I will. They're just all saved on my computer. Until then, just have to wait. I have contacted Barbara on Twitter and other people on Twitter, hoping, and even have contacted Rooster Teeth directly, and hopefully they'll let me react. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers, so that's probably why. Because they like a channel with a lot of subscribers, so they get a lot of views. But anyway, gotta start somewhere, right? So here's to hoping that I'll be able to, so I can get more views, because if I'm able to react to RWBY, which is very popular, then hopefully I can get more followers and views. Anyway, with that said, let's go to the episode. There is spoilers, so if you're watching this and you don't even know RWBY at all, then stop watching. Seriously. Now, if you are caught up with RWBY, then great. No spoilers for you, but I'm just warning you right now, spoiler alert, I'm gonna ruin some things, so if you don't stop the video and watch RWBY, then it's your fault, not mine, for ruining it, because I'm giving you a chance right now to stop this video and go watch RWBY on Rooster Teeth. Go support them, they're really cool. I'm a first member, so, Anyway, so, let's get started with Volume 5, Chapter 2. Sorry, just adjusting. Okay, well, I'll just adjust. Okay. So, first of all, I want to say that it's a complete shock to me when I saw this that, again, spoiler alert, but those of you who are gone, great, and those who are watching this, great. That means you're all caught up. It bothers me that Sienna Khan died. I can't believe it. Like, Adam just completely struck her through with his sword, and I was not expecting that at all. And it really frustrates me with him because I really wanted to see Sienna Khan. I've heard so much about her, and then we see her and she's out. And she sounded reasonable. Like, she literally, legit sounded reasonable, logical. She sounded like she was a great leader. She wasn't bloodthirsty or blood hungry, just wanting to kill like Adam. Adam is now a psychopath. He is straight up gone off the deep end. Even Hazel, when Hazel showed up, he was talking about no one should die today. No one should die. And then Adam says, I disagree. Well, he says much slower. I disagree. Anyway, I do like Adam's design, though, I will admit. I like his costume design, I like his sword, and again, his sword, I have always been saying this, his sword is a lot like Raven's sword, Yang's mom's sword. That sword, so Adam's sword, that red sword, is a lot like Yang's mom, Raven's sword. Raven and Adam, they have the same sword. I keep having to repeat it because I don't think any reactor that I've seen has said anything about that. I've seen Renegades react, I've watched Grizzled Geeks, I've watched Blind Wave, I've watched all these reactors, reacting to RWBY, and they haven't said anything about Adam and his sword, the red sword, and Raven's sword. They're very much the same. So I bet you it's a mineral. My guess is it's a mineral that you can mine, in the mines, of course. Duh. But you can mine this mineral, and it's probably red, and then you manufacture it into a sword, and I guess it has certain special properties or powers you can use, like you can infuse your semblance into the sword. That's why Raven is able to cut through with her sword just cut through air, and then the portal opens up and she can just walk right through the portal. That's her semblance, I'm guessing. And of course, Raven and Crow can turn into animals, almost like animorphs. So that's pretty cool. I don't think that's their semblance, but I think that's just another special thing they can do for some odd reason, which I would like to know more about. Do they have a special item that allows them to transform, or how do you transform? Do you use magic? Do they know See, so Crow and Raven are very powerful, obviously, so they have a way to just transform into animals. I wonder if other people can turn to animals too. Anyway, so let's think other things that happen. Well, you got Lionheart, of course. He's the cowardly lion, so what does that make Tai Yang? A lot of people were commenting, a lot of reactors were saying that Tai Yang was the cowardly lion. But I think Leonardo Lionheart is the cowardly lion. And then Watts is, of course, watching everything. And Salem has her tentacle, grim-looking thing. It looks like, Tentacool from Pokemon kind of thing, like a jellyfish-looking grim thing that they can communicate back and forth. And then I thought they were legitimately going to kill Lionheart when I saw that scene, because it was wrapped around his neck, and then there's this like Kurenai, whatever the things that the like ninja weapon that you see in Naruto. I'm saying it wrong. Kurenai. Anyway, Kurenai. It's gonna bother me now. I can't say it. Anyway, they had that tentacle with the needle at the end, and it looked like it was gonna lobotomize Lionheart. Go straight. Sorry. Oh, God, that scared me. Sorry, there's a freaking dog barked. It's not in my house or my apartment. It's outside. I just heard a or something. It wasn't even, at first it didn't sound like a bark. It sounded like a beep, like a boop. Like a cell phone or something. Like, what the? Scared me for a sec. Anyway, so getting back to it. What was I saying? Oh, right. So I thought they're going to lobotomize Lionheart. I thought they're going to stick that needle into his eye and kill him. I legitimately thought they're going to kill Lionheart, but no, they kept him alive. I was like, okay, cool. They need him alive, because if Ruby and Crow come back, they're going to be like, where's Lionheart? And they see a dead body, a dead Lionheart on the ground. Like, this isn't good. So they have to keep him alive. And then you heard about Watts, who's able to do something with Tyrion, because they said Tyrion lost his tail, and then Salem was talking to Watts about it. So clearly his name is Dr. Watts for a reason. I'm thinking Watts like watt, like a voltage, volt, So maybe he has electricity, kind of like Nora. But then I think he has doctor, so he maybe is a doctor. So he just experiments with things, and maybe he's able to, like the Frankenstein monster, he's able to create and mold and create things, kind of like Victor Frankenstein, because the monster was named after Victor. The main character's name is Victor Frankenstein, not Dr. Frankenstein. A lot of people think Dr. Frankenstein, but he never got his doctorate degree. Yeah, because I'm an English major and I actually read Frankenstein. So his name's Victor Frankenstein, for those who don't know. Just getting off course from RWBY. Just want to talk about literature. And on the subject of literature, why not? Because RWBY, a lot of the characters are based off classic literature. So why not talk about literature for a second? So like Victor Frankenstein, created the monster, and they named the monster after the creator, so they called him the Frankenstein monster, or Frankenstein. Anyway, so thinking about that, with keeping that in mind, not saying Dr. Watts is, connected to Victor Frankenstein at all. His character, I don't know who his character is based off of from any literature. But if it is Dr. Frankenstein, then you can assume, or you can kind of see him as the anime character who has all these like a lab, and he has jars and jar after jar after jar just on tables, and in these jars are probably like like certain body parts and other things that he's constructed, or his own experiments that are growing, organisms that are growing. So, because Salem was telling Dr. Watts that he lost, Tyrion lost his tail, or his stinger on his tail, so Dr. Watts has to make a new one for him. That's interesting, So Dr. Watts is like the mad scientist. I'm curious about Dr. Watts, his power, and about Hazel's power. I can't wait to see how Hazel fights. Hazel seems to be the most reasonable one. Like, he's very nice and calm and collective, and very like he's clear thinking. Unlike Tyrion. Unlike Tyrion, who's psychopathic. He's a psychotic who just starts laughing and just he's kind of like the Joker, just laughing randomly. But yeah, Hazel and Watts, I'm excited to see what their powers are like. And if you go back and check Volume 4, I believe it's so. No. Is it Volume 4? No, it's Volume 3. If you check the beginning of Volume 3, I believe. No, is it Volume 3? Oh my goodness, I'm getting my volumes confused. No, it's Volume 4, for sure. If you check the first episode of Volume 4, and you notice that when they introduce the villains, Team Witch, you notice there's a character missing. There's an empty chair. Because you see Watts, you see Hazel, but then you see on that side, on Watts and Hazel's side of the table, you see an empty chair. And I don't know who that's for. And it's very interesting. So does Team Witch have an extra member they haven't introduced yet? Because then Cinder's on the other side, and then Tyrion is on the same side as Cinder. But there was an empty chair, I thought. I could have swore I saw that. Anyway, it doesn't make sense though with Team Witch. If it's Watts is the W, and then Cinder's C, and then Tyrion's the T, Hazel's the H, Salem. Team Witch. So Salem would be the S, so if it's Team Witch, where would Salem be? Yeah. Anyway. But then let's see. So let's think. What else happened in this episode for 2? Oh, Weiss. Oh, I forgot about Weiss was fun. I love the music. I have to say, the music, the soundtrack to RWBY has gotten better and better and better and better. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do. I love RWBY and the soundtrack. I can listen. I work out to that music. If you guys don't know, I have a Taekwondo channel, and I'll put a link to it over here somewhere on the screen. At the end of this video, you'll see a circle or icon, so you can check that out. But I do when I work out, I do listen to RWBY soundtrack. It's so fun. Anyway, getting back to Weiss. Yeah, it was so cool to see the new like killer bees, or the killer bee Grim, and then she was able to summon. Yeah, Weiss was able to summon. It was so cool. I really loved it. But then the plane sadly crashed, or the cargo ship crashed, and then I guess the pilot died, sadly, because we barely got to see him. And then Weiss, it shows that POV shot, first-person POV shot of her looking up, and it's the bandits, and there's Raven, who walks up and says, "Oh, we hit the jackpot," and kicked her in the face and knocked her out. Just complete blackout, lights out for Weiss. And they showed that in the trailer. They showed the POV shot, and you didn't know who it was. I thought it might have been Oscar or RWBY. I thought it might have been RWBY, or even I thought it might have been the Spring Maiden. To be honest, when I first saw the trailer, I thought it was the Spring Maiden's POV shot of like the bandits were looking for Spring, and then they come across her in the second episode or whatever, and it shows a POV shot of her looking up, and then the camera flips over and you see the Spring Maiden standing there, all scared, just standing like on all fours or on laying on the ground, just laying on the ground, looking up and going, help me," all tired and I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I was thinking, but then it shows the episode and it's Weiss. That's her POV shot. And that means so crazy because that means will Jacques, Weiss's stepfather, because he's not really blood related, will he help out? Will he actually pay a ransom for Weiss? I don't think so, to be honest. He's an a-hole. I mean, excuse my language, but he's a jerk. Jacques very arrogant. And again, Jacques not really the father, not Weiss's real father. He's just a stepdad. So I hear from one of the World of Remnant videos that when Crow is narrating, one of them talks about Atlas and talks about how that family, and he talks about the Weiss's first, or I mean the real father, Weiss's real father. He sounded like a nice guy, but then he died, and then that's when Jacques came along and took over and remarried. Anyway, so Jacques is not a good character. I doubt he'll ever do anything for Weiss because Weiss just ran away. And speaking of which, I wonder what happened to the butler, because clearly I'm pretty sure Jacques would know that the butler helped out, because think about it. Jacques would know that no one else in that mansion that they own, that villa that they own, if you will, would help Weiss escape. Like, Jacques knows his son wouldn't, or that his stepson wouldn't do it. Whitley wouldn't do it. And then he's thinking, well, the only other person who would be close enough to Winter, who would let her escape, would most likely be the butler. So poor, I forgot the butler's name. If you guys could comment down below his name, that would be nice. Thank you. Probably come to me later. But yeah, I feel bad. I mean, he might be punished or fired, or worst case scenario, dead. I don't know. Or Jacques' father might, or stepfather might not even suspect the butler did it. Anyway. So yeah, that's about it. But it's just the biggest thing for me, which bothered me the most, hit me hard. I mean, I didn't cry over it. Like, I cried when Pyrrha died. I really did. And I cried when Penny got destroyed. Those really hurt me. When I saw Volume 3, I didn't record those reactions because I didn't know what to do. But anyway, so I'm running 18 minutes now on this video, so that's about it. It's just Sienna Khan is what I'm talking about. That's the biggest shocker to me, and that hurt me the most. If they had killed her off in like episode 4 or 5, that would have made me cry. Or 6, when I got to know Sienna Khan and you showed me her, and I actually grew a connection with her, I would have cried. But I just heard about her in in Volume 4, that's all I heard about her. We just heard, in Volume 4 we heard about her, and then we see her in Volume 5, and then she's just gone. And they're going Game of Thrones. I'm serious. They're going Rooster Teeth is going Game of Thrones. You can quote me on that. Rooster Teeth is going Game of Thrones on this. On RWBY. Cited Race Blazek. 2007. Or 2017. I mean, seriously, it's crazy. What is this? Can't believe they're just killing off people. They're killing off characters left and right. I mean, they gotta make it exciting, though. And then, so I'm gonna watch RWBY Chapter 5 episode, or Chapter 3. I haven't watched Chapter 3, so I'm gonna do that after this video, and I'm gonna make a commentary on that. And I will record and save my reaction until Rooster Teeth allows me to upload my reactions. Then I will. Until then, you're gonna have to wait. Sit through some Vanoss gaming. I do some of that, and Markiplier and other things. So yeah. Also, on a quick note, my birthday is tomorrow, October 30th, the day before Halloween. That's right. RWBY's birthday in this anime. RWBY's birthday is October 31st, as you guys should know. It's Halloween. So my birthday is the day before. October 30th. Yeah, so like this video. I said that so you can like this video because it's my birthday. Yay! When I upload this video, it's basically my birthday tomorrow, or when you're watching. Or give it a thumbs down, whatever you think, whatever you feel. Please subscribe, comment, share, like, all that good stuff to help me out. I really do appreciate all the support, really do. And I will have a link to my other channel if you want to go check that out. It'll be somewhere on the screen here or here, wherever it should appear. Anywhere on the screen. Alright, see you guys later. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.